We are the Meltdown here with yet another retro trailer reaction. This series looking to reintroduce and put the spotlight on some notable movies from previous years. All of the choices featured within this series have been hand-selected by our Meltdown crew. Some of these selections include some of us completing first-time watches, and some include those timeless classics that we may have all seen numerous times. Join us throughout all of Season 1 for a look at the retro trailers and the discussions that follow. Today's entry has us traveling down the holiday road with 1997's Vegas Vacation, starring Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo, Randy Quaid, Wayne Newton, and Ethan Embry, and it is directed by Steven Kessler. This was the first theatrical vacation film not to carry the National Lampoon label or a screenwriting credit from John Hughes. The film was nominated for the sequel nobody was clamoring for at the 1997 Stinkers Bad Movie Awards, but lost to Free Willy 3, The Rescue. It is often considered to be one of, if not the absolute weakest entry in the Vacation series. Rotten Tomatoes currently has it at a 15%, with the critical consensus stating, quote, "The Vacation franchise hits rock bottom in this corny and tepid trip to sinfully laugh-free city." So with that, let me introduce our panel. I am Meltdown host Tim Melton. That is my co-host, John Lunsford.
After Tim's video game draft, I haven't seen a beating like that since somebody stuck a banana in my pants and turned a monkey loose.
Thank you for making that connective there. Our producer is Tyler Johns.
Free Willy 2 is a classic.
Free Willy 3, nobody liked. And finally, we introduce you to cherished Meltdown contributor Rockstar, who you see daily on The Next Round.
The name's Free Willy. There's been 3 movies. So is every movie about freeing Willy? Like, didn't he say,
yes.
What was the name? What was the subtitle? The Escape?
It was Free
The
Willy
Rescue.
3, The Rescue.
Okay, stop freeing Willy.
This film was my selection, so why did I pick 1997's Vegas Vacation? I truly believe this is one of the most underrated comedies ever produced. I find nearly every single scene, gag, interaction, and line to be extremely humorous and memorable. The film also, I don't think, gets enough credit for its heart, its charm, its warmth, and its wit. It's all in there. This is a layered film and experience that you have to witness firsthand, and I'm an absolute sucker for Las Vegas-themed movies. I will watch almost all of them, no matter their perceived quality. This is the very first Vegas-themed movie I think I ever saw, and I still think about moments from this movie nearly 20 years later, whether it's Mr. Papa Giorgio being a high roller, or Wayne Newton being a pushy romantic, or Clark showing off his aged and preserved food items, trying to eat them with a straight face. Always makes me chuckle. The airplane bathroom mishap, or snakes being used as babysitters. I absolutely love this movie. Does it get any better than Clark and Eddie traveling around the low-rent casino where games like rock, paper, scissors, or pick a hand, or guess what number I'm thinking of, turns into a, if I can just get back into a even situation gambling mission? It's hilarious, and I think of it every single time I walk into a casino. I unapologetically love this movie, and I know there are others out there, for some reason, that are ashamed to say that they agree and also love this movie. So without any further hesitation, let's now see the retro trailer for Vegas Vacation.
Rusty, Audrey, honey, I'm home.
Look out, America. The Griswolds are ready to get away.
To fantastic Las Vegas.
But there's some things they just can't get away from.
Can you believe it? They used to test H-bombs on this beautiful piece of property.
Don't you worry about radiation.
All I know, Clark, is that my teeth have never been whiter and my garden is spitting out 50-pound tomatoes. Hose down now, kids. Chicken's almost ready.
Let's let him get into some trouble.
Great. Love you. I'm starting my vacation! Are you thinking of dancing, honey? She's got a body for it.
You're in Vegas. Come on.
Together, they're visiting the wonders of the world.
Hoover Dam, I am your damn guy. Take all the damn pictures you want. Now, are there any damn questions?
Yeah, where can I get some damn bait?
And enjoying world-class entertainment.
Ooh,
Holy cow.
Wayne Newton's hitting on Mom.
This guy's with us, you take care of him.
Thank you.
The torch of the Griswold vacation
10 years of tap dancing lessons and this is how you repay me?
is being passed to a new generation.
Rusty!
Now out of the pool! Let's go, young man! Now!
Chevy Chase,
This is Steve.
Beverly D'Angelo,
Feeling lucky tonight, Sparky?
Not right now, honey. They're teaching me back right.
Randy Quaid,
Has anybody ever told you before you're bad luck?
Those were my mother's dying words.
Vegas Vacation. Get ready for a real trip.
All right, I don't love the voice guy on that trailer, and I don't love the music, the sort of the zany music, but
That trailer is 100% 90s in every shape, form, or fashion.
it sure is. There's the trailer. From this point on, we'll be including spoilers for Vegas Vacation in our discussion points, so if you'd like to watch the movie first and come back to see us, feel free to save this video for later. As we saw in parts of the trailer, the Griswolds are off on a family outing to Las Vegas, where they each have their own misadventures. Hapless dad Clark Griswold immediately starts losing money at blackjack, while his wife, Ellen, develops a crush on lounge performer Wayne Newton. Elsewhere,
I said, who wouldn't?
exactly. Elsewhere, young Rusty is enthusiastically playing dice, and his sister Audrey winds up in seedy nightclubs. Can the family reunite and stay out of trouble? So, John, what is your take on Vegas Vacation?
Christmas Vacation is a classic that everybody watches every Christmas. It's up there with A Christmas Story and, all the other classic Christmas movies. But this is number 2 for me, behind Christmas Vacation.
Good man.
I very much appreciate and really like this movie. Is it the greatest movie of all time? No. Should it have won Best Picture in 97? No. But this is a movie that, once again, the two of us versus the other 2 people in the room are very Vegas-oriented, gambling-oriented.
Thank you, my bookie.
When we're literally sponsored by a place to bet, so we fall in line with this a little bit more. I don't know what they will ultimately think of it. I just know what they thought when it was pulled from the bucket.
You know as well as I do, you've lived this life where when you defend this movie, you catch some strays.
Yes.
I mean, people are like very irritated if you like this movie. And I really just unapologetically love this film. I think it's hilarious. I find myself thinking about quotes from this movie, exchanges that characters have in this movie all the time. I don't know if I just saw it at a formative time in my life or what it was, but I do feel like it is very underrated and actually very funny in a movie that gets credited for having no laughs associated with it for some reason.
So Christmas Vacation was 89, and I guess the other 2, European and Normal Vacation, were before that, right? So
83 and 85.
that was all before my time. I was 2 when Christmas Vacation came out. So I remember watching Christmas Vacation like as a younger person, probably about the time Vegas came out, and then Vegas really being my second introduction, and then getting into the original and European. The original I like fine. I don't like European Vacation. But this is one that's like, okay, this is funny. I can appreciate the humor in this. Even as a younger person, I can appreciate it. But now, especially as somebody who has been to Vegas a million times, has gambled all the time. We have a poker club we play in literally every Monday where we love to gamble away our money. It's just I guess, our life now. And we are like Chevy Chase at the table, with Wallace Shawn, trash talking us because we're losing all of our money.
This is what I call a gateway movie to a lifestyle that we have now decided to live.
And, but the reason we keep doing it is because one of these days we're going to be like, Mr. Papa Giorgio and win 4 cars, even though we're really just John and Tim and we're not winning anything.
So ever since we pulled this movie out of the Dune popcorn bucket, Tyler has become the real life Mr. Papa Giorgio. And he knows that is the truth, and he will not fight against that sentiment.
I almost opened up instead with, his name is not Papa Giorgio. He's Tyler Lionel Johnson. He's a C+ student.
Exactly.
Instead.
Tyler, this was your first time seeing Vegas Vacation.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, it was not?
No.
Okay, so you've seen this movie a couple of times now.
Yeah.
Wondering why.
What do you think of this film? I know you love the Mr. Papa Giorgio stuff.
I do. That's one of my favorite parts of the movie because I feel like Rusty actually gets a chance to shine. The only other movie I feel like Rusty is really any kind of comedic force in is in Christmas Vacation. I thought Johnny Galecki did a great job as Rusty. Things I didn't like about the movie, Chevy Chase in this movie, somehow they went from Christmas Vacation, where he's already stepping on plywood and whacking himself in the face and tripping over everything, and they somehow dumbed him down more from like even the Tom and Jerry physical comedy. So I wasn't a fan of that. I do like the amount of Uncle Eddie in this movie.
Okay.
I feel like he's always been underutilized in the vacation movies, but I would put this about at like second or third in the franchise for me.
I call that a win.
I don't like European Vacation.
I don't know.
I'd put it could go either way between this one and Original Vacation for second place.
I am stunned, and that is the upset of the century, because I really did think it was going to be an onslaught of criticism.
I thought it was going to be very much a 2v2 situation in here.
And Wallace Shawn as the blackjack dealer. That's a great bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Rockstar.
Hey.
It is now time for you to shine. What are some of the elements you like and dislike about Vegas Vacation? And you have notes, which terrifies me.
No, there's not many. So I have only walked out in my memory of one movie, and it was John Grisham's The Rainmaker. I walked out of that movie. So in 97, I would have been 16, and I don't know if I went with my high school girlfriend or what. We went to Vegas Vacation at Carmike, where I ended up working. And I remember the opening scene, watching this again, was the opening scene of him driving, kissing the tickets and everything, and hitting bicyclists, running over lawns, and like even the kids were like, "Oh, hey, Mr. Griswold!" I was like, they Homer Simpson him. We're like, he gets dumber and dumber. Like this is not going. I think we walked out 20 minutes in.
Oh.
We went to another.
Have they even made it to Vegas at that point?
No, we went to another. We went to another movie. We snuck into another movie. It's like, let's just watch whatever was out in 97.
They're joining the Mile High Club. What is this trash? Let's leave.
Titanic?
Nope, never saw it.
Oh.
Don't spoil it for me. I don't want to know. I do like the blackjack scene with Wallace Shawn. I love the alternate casino scene with Cousin Eddie. Mm-hmm. I like the buffet scene with Cousin Eddie. I like the food where the food is blue and everything. I like that stuff. Don't like worst version of Russ and Audrey.
Oh, I disagree.
Worst version of Russ and Audrey.
Of Audrey, I'd agree.
I don't like this version of Russ and Audrey. So first one, they're relatively the same age. European Vacation, Rusty's older than Audrey. Christmas Vacation, Audrey's older than Rusty. Vegas Vacation, they're relatively the same age.
You guys are growing up so fast that I hardly recognize you.
Yeah. I do like that stuff.
That was a good bit.
Didn't like the Wayne Newton stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Yeah, but
I didn't think it would hurt this bad.
But it was funny. There are funnier moments than I remember. I completely trashed it in 97 when it came out because it's following Christmas Vacation and how much they dumbed him up. But it's an okay movie. I would put it fourth, fifth. After
after Vacation with
after
Ed
Helms' Vacation.
Oh, yikes.
No, Rocky.
Yeah.
Hard yikes.
Well, because the Ed Helms version was more R-rated. I mean, I wouldn't watch it if it was on tonight, but I don't absolutely hate this, but I would really put this at the last of the pile. I think you guys are also in this, like my love for quick change, right time, right place for me. I think this is what you guys have for Vegas Vacation.
You are not a Vegas person, so
I like Vegas. I don't dislike Vegas, but I don't think Vegas Vacation should. Like I understand. Like I like that movie. I mean, I like the city. We'll go all the time, but that doesn't deter me from. I just didn't like this movie.
This is the only time where you will be in the minority of Vegas Vacation conversation because the entire world seems to hate this movie for some reason.
I think it's a nostalgic thing for you too.
And look, I'll agree. Do you have to make this movie? No, it didn't make money, and Christmas Vacation was such a home run, but it's still fine once you made it.
There's going to be people 20 years from now, like you guys, that say Zoolander 2 was a great film. Seriously, because it hit at the right moment for their age. It was great.
I can do that.
Yeah, I
Dumb and Dumber 2.
Zoolander 2 will have people saying the same thing. I mean, that's fine because there's awful movies that I like. Quick change.
I do feel like this movie has distinct Vegas flavor that a lot of other movies, a lot of other comedy sequels.
But it's the old Vegas, the Wayne Newton stuff. How we still do
it is, but it almost feels preserved when you see the Mirage
Siegfried and Roy. I mean, come on.
And even the Mirage in there anymore is becoming Hard Rock.
Right.
So.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's kind of preserves it in a time capsule. I actually appreciate that.
Like for me, so my first time in Vegas was when I turned 21. A few months after that, my cousin also turned 21. And my grandfather took us as like a 21st birthday trip. The Mirage was still there. Siegfried and Roy were still there. Like everything you see in Vegas Vacation is still there, but it's very much like on the way out at that point, to where there's little bits of this. It's like I remember going to the Mirage with my grandfather and playing blackjack there. And Wallace Shawn was not my dealer, but like there's a similar look. Like when they show the front of the casino and the fountain and all that, like that's there. Siegfried and Roy are a thing instead of now. And they had the Beatles Cirque du Soleil thing, and that took over. And then, I mean, who knows what's going to be there now? So it's very different now, but there is like a little bit of like, I remember that. Oh, that's cool. I remember that.
I obviously picked this movie, and I picked it because I love everything in it pretty much. I think the soundtrack is excellent. I think it works perfect. And yes, has it aged a little bit poorly maybe? Does it feel very old Vegas? Does it feel like it's going to a time where, Sinatra was king? Yes, absolutely. But I like that it plays into that. I think the poster is a tremendous concept of him on the roulette wheel.
I like that.
And even though I don't like the images at the bottom, I don't feel like they necessarily aged as well, having just the characters kind of thrown in at the bottom. I immediately see that poster, and I really think they could have just mailed in the poster, and they didn't. I love that poster. I would love to have that poster hanging up in John's poker room.
I feel like if they took the kids off, the poster would be good. Have Beverly D'Angelo, have Rainey Quaid, and then Chevy Chase, and then that's it.
Another scene that sticks out that I think of all the time, cheesy joke, but the Hoover Dam, the take all the damn pictures you want. Like that, I think that's what, but then he ruins it by just stupid with the damn. With
the damn bait.
Yeah, like thing. That. Yeah, just take all the damn pictures you want. Like I love that scene.
Any damn questions? Where's the damn bait?
That is a Tim Lunsford moment if I've ever seen it. Him raising his hand, asking a question like that.
But then that scene goes down because you have Chevy Chase climbing the Hoover Dam and all
That's
of
what
that.
I'm saying.
That is my least favorite part of the movie.
That was all
here.
that.
Same here.
Just leave it at that. You don't have to escalate.
Guys, the Keno scene at the end works so well, I think, because it's a mixture of all these different emotions that I think they get just right. It's funny, it's sad, it's heartwarming, and I like how they don't make Clark someone out to be a nefarious actor trying to scam the old man, but instead they make it just a sort of a circumstantial event of this happens to be the thing that'll solve all his problems. He doesn't really want the old man to die. He kind of is coming up with any reason not to take the ticket. I love that the vacuum cleaner just happens to be coming at the right time, and he sticks his foot out, and he's like, well, let me just consider my options. I think that is a perfect way to sort of end that movie.
And I like them adding the casino worker coming in and saying he would have given anything just to have a family for a night, to where it's like, oh, okay, I don't feel so bad taking all those guys' money.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, do you not go into a casino now and start thinking like, who's the old person that I'm going to befriend and they're going to leave
Start
me
looking
their
on the
fortune?
floor. Any sheets of paper around here that are winners?
Why do you think we keep Spud around? Anyway, there's a lot of quotes in this that I think are fantastic. I love when Clark's like, Eddie, I gambled away more money than you'll ever understand. And he's like, try me. He goes, $22,800. Oh, God! Oh, God! Like, he starts having that. Like, I can totally see me and John at one day, us having that interaction with me going to him, going, roulette was not kind to me. And he's like, try me. And I tell you, $22,800.
The thing that makes Cousin Eddie stand out even more for me in this movie specifically is we have a friend who is very much like him in a lot of different ways. And there are certain things he does in this movie that are identical to interactions Tim and I have had with this person over time. And especially like the buffet scene and all that. It's just like, you think people like Cousin Eddie don't exist in the world and this is just a character, too over the top. It's like, no, those people definitely exist in the world. And places like Vegas are where they can go and get in trouble.
The line that immediately makes me think of Tyler is when Clark, like if Tyler's with us on this casino trip that we're taking, hey, where did the cars come from? Well, 4 slot machines and I won 4 cars. I put $1 in, I got a car. I put $1 in, I got a car. I put $1 in, I got a car. That just the way it's delivered cracks me up every time.
It's the best line in the movie, in my opinion.
It's fantastic, for sure. Somehow I'm really selling Vegas Vacation. I didn't think I would be able to. You've said the Cousin Eddie line about the banana in the pants and turn a monkey loose. Clark saying, Eddie, has anyone ever told you you're bad luck? And Eddie goes, those were my mother's dying words. But I guess if your body's covered in third-degree burns and your foot's caught in a bear trap, you tend to start talking crazy. Somebody sat down and wrote this. Like, This is great stuff. I'm going to do one more.
Okay.
When Rusty says, I want to gamble, and then Clark says, Russell, I never want to hear those words come out of your mouth again. Gambling is very serious business. And then he gets up, he leaves the table, and he heads over to roulette, and he immediately loses and then immediately walks back.
Comes back to the table.
That's such a funny one-shot. I know you're kind of a sucker for one-shots, and that one won't be looked at as, like, in cinema history, one of the greatest one-shots of all time.
Yeah, no, it's a good scene because the thing is, there's a lot of people I can see doing that. Like, hey, I got to run to the bathroom, and they go place a hand on blackjack or go place, it all on black or whatever, like, and saying, oh, you don't need to be like that. I'm going to be your moral compass in life, and then I'm going to go do the exact same thing.
Exactly. The only thing that I really can't stand in this movie, and I'm talking about really can't stand, is I wish Chevy Chase's hair looked different in this.
Yeah.
It's very gray and very old man looking.
Put a little weight
It's
on
off-putting.
He's put a little weight on.
It's
a few years after the original movies.
I know, but I just wish they had spruced him up just a little bit at least. But
he's supposed to be really easy to work with. I'm sure he would have taken it well.
Right. Filming began on May 29th of 1996. A lot of the footage was shot at the now bought-out Mirage Resort. Owner Steve Wynn closed portions of the property to allow for filming, which included the resort's Diving Dolphins and its Siegfried and Roy show. Other Vegas filming locations, including the MGM Grand Las Vegas, the Klondike Hotel and Casino, O'Shea's Casino, the Neon Museum, the Fremont Street Experience, and the actual home of Wayne Newton. The property went up for auction in 2013 and sold for $70 million. Vegas Vacation. This was the most shocking thing in my research to remember. And maybe you guys already know this. Vegas Vacation somehow received a PG rating from the MPAA and was released in theaters in the United States on February 14th of 1997. This feels like it should be PG-13 for sure.
That's another complaint. I'd rather it be an R rating. I'd rather to push the envelope like Christmas Vacation.
I feel like this pushes it as much as Christmas Vacation. Not necessarily like, oh my gosh, it's so much worse, but Christmas Vacation is PG-13.
Are you guys shocked this was a PG film? I mean, there's some very sort of adult elements.
I mean, Vegas in general is just 21 plus. I mean, even though gambling is not seen as like, oh my God, it's gambling. I mean, to some people, I guess it is, but on film, like you're not going to make that bad. But just the fact that it's gambling, just the fact that it's alcohol, all that kind of stuff would at least, I think, would push to PG-13.
The film opened up at number 4 at the box office, and it grossed over $36.4 million domestically, which is about half of what Christmas Vacation made. So, any other thoughts, final thoughts on Vegas Vacation? I think this is us saying goodbye and driving back to Chicago in our 4 different vehicles.
I wish when they remade Vacation, they would have done something more like this instead of doing what they did. I would still rather have old man Chevy Chase going to Vegas or something.
I just don't think he's got his fastball anymore.
I don't think
at
he
least
does
that
either.
Vacation had some sweet shots of Six Flags over Georgia. Got to see the ninja.
That is the most Papa Giorgio thing I've ever heard you say. It's a perfect way to end this. That's what you need to know about Vegas Vacation. Is this a movie that you, for some reason, appreciate as well all these years later? Please let us know, and make sure you take a look at our title sponsor, especially if you're a Clark Griswold type who wants to go ahead and try his hardest to build that bankroll back up at MyBookie, John.
And hey, you can go play blackjack there in that live casino. No Wallace Shawn. There's just dealers who are going to legitimately deal the cards, and you can win just like I've won and other people have won. Go to mybookie.ag, promo code next round, always there in the corner, and you can get a first deposit bonus on us.
And make sure you're subscribed right here to The Meltdown.